Hello, people of YouTube. My name is Steve Gray, and thank you for watching. Today, we are going to be talking about My Hero Academia Season 5, Episode 1. Hard to believe that we're already in Season 5 of this show. I know we still got quite a ways to go based on the manga. A lot of this has already been spoiled for me based on the manga. Unfortunately, I just see a lot of videos on YouTube. I click on them, other anime YouTubers, and it just gets delightfully spoiled for me. But you're going to be getting this video on the 28th, and then you're going to be getting my Final Space tomorrow on the 29th. I'm filming this on the 27th, the day it actually came out. But because of the schedule, everything got pushed forward. If you watched my previous videos, you already are familiar with the schedule. Coming next week, we're going to be doing Dr. Stone. You're going to be seeing that on Thursday. You're going to be getting My Hero Academia on Saturday. And then you are going to be getting Final Space will be then pushed back to Sunday. So everything will basically be out on the day that it comes out, which will be nice for you. I'll get the reviews out, and nothing's getting pushed forward anymore, and then I can maybe throw a nice little video in there as well. I want to do a video about Mora's character development in Yashahime. I may do a video also on the terribleness that is The Promised Neverland Season 2, and why you should probably skip it if you've only seen Season 1, and we'll leave it there. I don't want to give too much away, because I do hopefully plan on making a video of that. This review is probably going to be a little short as well, because not a lot went on in this episode. This is the standard. It's been a while since we've seen these characters. Let's get a recap going. Talk about all the characters, talk about all their quirks, and that's basically what this is. This is just kind of like one of those filler review episodes to get you more associated with the characters, and then we get a preview for what we're actually going to be getting into for the rest of the season. So we start off, everybody's in the classroom, we're talking about Endeavor. We get a little bit of a recap about Endeavor fighting and defeating the Nomu. Hawk shows up to help him, takes him to the hospital. We end the episode with Endeavor in the hospital bed. At one point, Endeavor meets Dabi. We don't really know the exact interaction. There was an interaction of some sort between Hawks, Endeavor, and Dabi after he defeated the Nomu. And I think it's probably just him saying, hey, you know, giving you a heads up, bad things are coming your way. So you might want to be prepared, because we're going to go full force, and you should probably go full force too if you want your ideals to be the one that reigns supreme. Something along those lines, but not really fully sure how that whole situation is going to pan down. The rest of the episode was just going back, as I said, through all the characters, telling everybody about their quirks, you know, Mina, Yugo, Asui, Ida, Uraka, Ojiro, Kiranmaru, Kirishima, Koda, Sato, Soji, Gyro, Sero, Fujigomi, Shoto, Bakugo, Midoriya, Hagakuro, Mineta, and Momo. Basically, it was just a brief little description of all of their powers, all their abilities, everybody showing off their quirks again, just to give us a nice little refresher on what happened. They did like a fake scenario where villains were invading the city. Those villains being the big three, which is going to be Toga, Nigiri, and Tamakai. Oh my god, I'm butchering names here again as usual. So Sun Eater. I like Sun Eater better. That's his hero name. He's probably one of my favorite characters. He's my favorite of the big three, just because of his name and his abilities. He eats food and can transform into said food. And he is just not having it. He wants to go home when they encounter him. Miro, being that he doesn't have any powers at this point in time, he is the citizen that needs to be saved. He keeps falling in the water over and over again, getting swept away in the water, where Asui and Mineta go and save him twice. Shoto is tasked with putting out the fire of the building that collapsed. And then you got Nigiri and Tamaki be playing the villains, even though Tamaki wants nothing to do with it. He just wants to go home. And he's not about it. Nigiri, she's pretty good. She sweeps up, what is her name? Mina, and captures her for a brief moment of time. Uses her abilities. We got to see some of her full powers. She used 30% of her abilities with the shockwave thing, and it broke all the ice Shoto could put up to defend himself from it, smash through it no problem. She wasn't even using the full extent of her powers, which is interesting because I feel like they're going to play a big role in this season as well. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it was just last season they played the big role in. But you introduce these characters that are more on the hero side of things. And now, unfortunately, Miro is going to be useless until Eri gets her powers under control, until she has the ability to get him his abilities back, which will be very useful in the foreseeable future when she does get that all under control. But Bakugo ends up defeating Sun Eater. Najiri ends up getting taken down by Miss Invisible Girl, Toru, and Araka. He does the whole anti-gravity thing where she reverses her ability after touching Mina and makes her heavier, so then it throws her off. They get captured. And that's pretty much the end of the episode. Drill's over. Villains are defeated. Bakugo gets really, really angry because Tamaki was like, oh, I just kind of let you have this because I just wanted to go home. And then he makes a huge explosion, and you get to see everybody like scorned with ash, and their hair is like all poofed up. And you get to see Aizawa like bring Bakugo to the facility lounge right away, and just see All Might with his hand covering his face, all disappointed. But it was a good, nice little recap episode. What is going to be more important with this episode is what's going to happen next episode with a little bit of preview. So Hawk apparently has something to do with the League of Villains. Maybe he is a member of the League of Villains. We don't have the full information with there, but we got to see him and Dabi like having an actual conversation. So that was slightly concerning, that Hawks may be part of the League of Villains. I'm sure we'll figure more information about that in the future episodes. If he is part of the League of Villains, then why was he helping the heroes? Unless like that's the stick, like, oh, he's just going to gather information for the League of Villains from the heroes, which would make sense because you want to still do hero things, but you still want to fly under the radar and not red flag anybody that to show that, oh, hey, maybe this guy is actually evil and we need to stop him. He doesn't want to do that. So that makes perfect sense that he would just kind of be like an informant for the League of Villains and not actually be taking part in any of the violence that they plan on creating. We have like Endeavor like thinking about Dabi. Dabi's got his evil quirk smile going on, creepy friggin' smile, and it just kind of gets to Endeavor. Endeavor's in a hospital bed, all beat up, healing from his Nomu battle, and we're going to get more information with the League of Villains. I think episode 2 is going to be a League of Villains episode primarily, and then that's just going to be all she wrote. I'm going to give this episode, we'll say, give her a 7 out of 10. It was a filler, let's be honest, but most of the time they do this for a lot of anime, especially when there is a larger break, so that way you can get back into it, ease your way back into it, get yourself familiar with the characters again. It's nothing we haven't seen before. Almost every anime I can think of off the top of my head does this every time there's a season 2. They give you a brief little recap and tell you what's going on, unless you're Yashahime, on which you give a recap every single episode and waste 3 minutes of every single episode on a stupid recap for characters that we've been watching every week and are already very familiar with. That just annoyed the crap out of me that Yashahime did. I was just skipping through the intro, combination intro and the Yashahime intro claps. Let me tell you, that is a great anime intro, the Yashahime intro. I love that song for whatever reason. I always get it stuck in my head. But we don't need to waste 2 minutes of every single show showing that. So I think that's just where we're going to end it. We'll end it a little bit short. No big deal. Not a lot going on with this episode anyway, minus the recap and the setup for the rest of the season. So let me know your thoughts, concerns, things like that in the comments down below. Hit that subscribe button. Turn on that notification bell. Leave a like while you're down there as well. My name is Steve Gray. Thank you for watching, and as always, have a good one.